Welcome to this online worship service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation at Shelter Rock. I'm Reverend Jaye Brooks, a member of the Ministry team, along with Reverend Jennifer Brower and Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. As we continue this month's theme of healing, today we welcome special guest Reverend Patrice Curtis, the Unitarian Universalist Association's Director of Transformational Interim Ministries. I've known Patrice through our joint efforts on behalf of Transition Ministry, and it's a joy to participate with them in this worship service today, along with Shelter Rock member and Worship Assistant Suzanne Viverito. This year has been challenging, to say the least. It's good that today we take some time for respite and restoration, to care for ourselves in the same way we cultivate compassion for others. One of our 7 Unitarian Universalist principles is respect for the inherent worth of every person, including ourselves. Today, we're physically distant to protect each other's health. We honor public health guidelines as a commitment to the well-being of everyone in our society. And we continue to create loving religious community, encourage spiritual growth, and build a more just and joyful world.
Have compassion for yourself, even if you don't want it. What appears bad manners, an ill temper, or cynicism may be a sign of things your ears could no longer hear, your eyes have since overlooked. You may not know what wars are going on down there where your spirit meets the bone.
Each Sunday, we light the chalice of our religious heritage. We do this for our ancestors. We do this for our children. We do this for ourselves to remind us of who we are and to call our spirits back from their wandering. The flame symbolizes the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment.
Put down that bag of potato chips, that white bread, that bottle of pop. Turn off that cell phone, computer, and remote control. Open the door, then close it behind you. Take a deep breath offered by the friendly winds. They travel the earth, gathering essences of plants to clean. Give it back with gratitude. If you sing, it will give your spirit lift to fly to the stars' ears and back. Acknowledge this earth who has cared for you since you were a dream, planting itself precisely within your parents' desire. Let your moccasin feet take you to the encampment of the guardians who have known you before time, who will be there after time. They sit before the fire that has been there without time. Let the earth stabilize your post-colonial insecure jitters. Be respectful of the small insects, birds, and animal people who accompany you. Ask their forgiveness for the harm we humans have brought down on them. Don't worry. The heart knows the way, though there may be high rises, interstates, checkpoints, armed soldiers, massacres, wars, and those who will despise you because they despise themselves. The journey might take you a few hours, a day, a year, a few years, 100, 1,000, or even more. Watch your mind. Without training, it might run away and leave your heart for the immense human feast set by the thieves of time. Do not hold regrets. When you find your way to the circle, to the fire kept burning by the keepers of your soul, you will be welcomed. You must clean yourself with cedar, sage, or other healing plant. Cut the ties you have to failure and shame. Let go the pain you are holding in your mind, your shoulders, your heart, all the way to your feet. Let go the pain of your ancestors to make way for those who are heading in our direction. Ask for forgiveness. Call upon the help of those who love you. These helpers take many forms: animal, element, bird, angel, saint, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in the corners and creases of shame, judgment, and human abuse. You must call in a way that your spirit will want to return. Speak to it as you would to a beloved child. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. It may return in pieces, in tatters. Gather them together. They will be happy to be found after being lost for so long. Your spirit will need to sleep a while after it's bathed and given clean clothes. Now you can have a party. Invite everyone you know who loves and supports you. Keep room for those who have no place else to go. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. Then you must do this. Help the next person find their way through the dark.
help the next person find their way through the dark. Since the pandemic began, members here at Shelter Rock have been reaching out to help others. Each week we take a special collection to help people in our local community who are most vulnerable to hunger and homelessness. During November and December, based on our long-term relationships with the AIDS Center of Queens County and the North Shore Soup Kitchen, we're contributing through online donations to help these two local organizations buy food to meet the needs of the increasing number of people who are hungry. Some of our members volunteer with the North Shore's NOSH program to deliver food to families in need. Others can't help in person, but can find a little extra to contribute. These two trusted groups are in a position to see that our financial contributions are used to help the people who need it most. And helping the next person is one of the ways to call the spirit back to its center here in the heart. There are 3 ways to make a contribution online. If you give through our congregation's website, choose Donate from the menu at the top of the home page, then click on Donate Now and scroll down to Special Collection. We are midway through Transgender Remembrance Week, approaching November 20th, the Transgender Day of Remembrance, when we remember those who have been murdered for being who they are, those who face violence on a daily basis, those who have lost loved ones, and those who worry for loved ones. May we come to a time when we cease to shame children around gender roles and expression, where we allow for freedom and exploration of identity and expression, and to a world that operates from love, especially when things are difficult and confusing. May all of us who live with the threat of violence find support, strength, community, hope, and safety from violence. In the spirit of these prayers, in a moment we'll begin a musical meditation of loving kindness. As in all loving kindness meditation, it begins with the self, inviting loving kindness into one's own heart. The meditation then expands to those who are close to us, wishing for each to be filled with loving kindness. Then it extends outward to all beings, wishing for everyone to be at peace and to be well. With the music as our guide, meditate silently or sing along with this loving kindness meditation.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
When you have been at war with yourself for so many years that you have forgotten why, when you have been driving for hours and only gradually begin to realize that you have lost the way, when you have cut hastily into the fabric, when you have signed papers in distraction, when it has been centuries since you watched the sunset or the rain fall, and the clouds drifting overhead pass as flat as anything on a postcard. When, in the midst of these everyday nightmares, you understand that you could wake up. You could turn and go back to the last thing you remember doing with your whole heart. Then you wake. You stumble from your cave, blinking in the sun, naming every shadow as it slips.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Good morning. Like our nation, your congregation is going through a time of change, a time of transformation. You may be then feeling grief, sadness, anxiety, joy, excitement, disbelief, hope for the future, and some emotion, feeling that I haven't even mentioned. That is what happens in change. It is a time sometimes of big emotions, some of the strongest emotions that we have. So this morning I thought that I would offer you a gift that helps in times of uncertainty, a gift that requires a gift from you first. And that gift is not a gift for me. It is a gift that you are giving to yourself. And that is one of being open-hearted. That is what a time of change asks of us, isn't it? A time to be open to what is new, a time to wrestle with what has come before and how we are feeling about that, how we're feeling about our past, how we're feeling about where we were, how we are feeling and where we are going. And in all of that, thinking and feeling of what has been, and thinking and feeling, and yes, perhaps worrying about what will come. Sometimes we forget to live in the moment, to be present here and now. So you may have guessed that the gift that I bring today is one of being mindful, of practicing being mindful. So a couple of things before we start. Sometimes when we do mindfulness, when we quiet ourselves, things will arise that we normally cover over with perhaps a lot of busyness. If that happens for you and you start to feel really anxious, know that you can simply open your eyes, look around, ground yourself in the place that you are, take breaths. And once you feel up to it, to join us on this brief journey. And if you are someone who already has a deep mindfulness practice or deep meditation practice, I invite you to sink below my voice and to go on your own journey and to meet us at the end of this time. So let us begin. I first invite you to find a comfortable place, one that will support your body. If you need to lie down, that is perfectly okay. If you need to be in a beanbag chair, that is perfectly okay. If you're sitting on a couch, that is perfectly okay. What you want to do is you want to be comfortable. You want to try to have your back be strong and your front soft and relaxed, your shoulders dropped and comfortable, your feet on the ground. You might imagine that you are burrowing into Mother Earth, though where you are, it may be quite cold. If you're lying down, be sure that you are comfortable and you are protecting your back. You may want to pull your legs up, be comfortable. And now I invite you to close your eyes or to soften your gaze and to take 4 deep breaths in. When you get to the top of your breath, pause for a few beats and then exhale. One more breath. And now find your natural rhythm, and we will breathe together. If thoughts come into your mind, that is okay. That is the job of our mind, to think. Just notice the thoughts and then let it go. You might, as you sit, notice there are sounds. You may hear birds, or perhaps you hear children outside. There may be a car driving by. Whatever sounds you hear, just notice them and let them go. Don't make up a story about them, about what that sound is. Just notice it and let it go. If a sound surprises you, just notice it. Return to your breath. And as we sit, you may begin to notice physical sensations. The pressure of your feet on the ground. The pressure on your back or your sit bones. You may feel a tingling, heat, a chill breeze, an ache. Notice those two. Notice them and let them go. Along with the physical sensations, you may be feeling an emotion of some sort. You might be feeling peace, frustration, bemusement, boredom, contentment. Emotions come and they rise. And when we are quiet, sometimes they like to really come into us and make themselves known. You just say hello and let it go. Don't make up stories about the emotions, about your feelings. Just notice that they are there. Remember that you can always return to your breath, just watching your breath. Emotions that arise may be particularly hard ones. You may have fear arise, fear of the unknown, or you may have anger arise, anger for the way you are treated or the way someone else is treated. Or you may have unhappiness arise. Or you may experience emotions or thoughts that make you feel ashamed. When you have strong emotions arise, imagine, if you can, that you are shaking their hand and letting them go. And you are returning to your breath. When you have a particularly hard emotion and you're really trying to work with it, sometimes touch is helpful. So I invite you now, keeping your eyes softened or closed, to put your hands over your heart. As you place your hands over your heart, feel your chest rise and fall with your breath, and feel the warmth coming from your hands entering into your chest. And say to yourself, may I be kind to myself. May I be kind to myself. May I give myself comfort. May I give myself comfort. May I accept myself as I am in this moment. May I accept myself as I am in this moment. May I be patient with myself. May I be patient with myself. May I give myself compassion. May I give myself compassion. This gift is now yours. It is yours to practice. And as you practice, I promise that it will reveal to you magic. May you be safe. May you be loved. May you love. And may you spread kindness. Namaste. And may it be so.
We close this worship service of respite and restoration with words by White Elk, a chief of the Oto Nation. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. We extinguish the flame of this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world.